Hello, my smarmy little marmosets. It's time for another exciting edition of Drawing Stuff. With me, your host, Chris Vanderford. Oh, gee, it just seems weird saying my name like that. But hey, if I ever decide to quit the art gig and become a wrestling announcer, I got that covered. But no, seriously. It's kind of weird saying my name that way. I just feel kind of weird saying my own name. I don't know why. I guess you just don't address yourself very often, huh? But who knows? I've got kind of a weird last name anyway. Which fits, because I'm weird too. Alright. So, what we're doing today is we're going to be doing the nice, fancy shades, like over here, over on Professor Phineas von Platypus, inventor extraordinaire. Well, maybe except for the extraordinaire part, but that's not the point. and Spalding. We can't forget Spalding now, can we? Spalding! Yeah. So, this will be interesting because we've got some white in there. So I've already copied over my color layer into a shading layer, just like I did with the other characters. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here so that I can have my bars back. I'm going to go to, where is it? Adjust, brightness / contrast. And we're going to crank the brightness down to about -50. Take the contrast down a little bit too. Do something kind of like that. Because this is the shadow color, so it's okay. Something like that. I can always make it a bit lighter if I need to. That's weird. His face here looks like it's almost glowing by comparison because I darkened everything. But that, of course, that won't be the case once I'm done. So we're gonna hit OK. It's good. He's so good for me. And then I'm gonna put the mask on. Now, why do I use a mask, you might wonder? Because I don't want people seeing my face. No. Why I do that is so that basically what I do is I erase parts of it to make the light parts. But if I erase more than say I want to, like, oops, I overdid that. Now there's no shading on his cheek there. I can go and I can put it back. So it's because it's not actually erasing it. It's just what's the word? It's not actually erasing it. It's just covering it, making it visible or not visible, as the case may be. So that's why I use mask mode to do this. In case you were wondering, I never explained that initially. I just kind of left that sort of assumed, I guess. Anyway. I also want normal multiply. Yes, put it on multiply because that gives it a little bit more oomph. That's good. And then, let's see here, we've got his shoes. I told you about why I had black shoes on the coloring one, didn't I? I think I did. I'm not going to go through it again then. If I didn't, ask in the comments and I'll tell you. Or if you didn't see that one, ask in the comments and I'll tell you. Or I'll just link you to it after I've done this and I go back and check to see if I actually did say that in an earlier one. Because by the time you see this, I'll probably... Pardon me. You know, I was fine all day. No coughs, no nothing, no problems. And I sit down to do this, and it starts up again. Ugh, it's annoying. Anyway. Okay, his arm here, give me something. I want to keep it a little bit shaded because it's in the background, not the foreground. Fingers. His fingers. In his hand. No, hang on, let's go like that. Yeah, that's good. So, what shall we talk about today? I don't know. I did not prepare discussion points this time. I haven't in the past either, so why start now? Again, some of you at this point may have been chitter-chattering away in the comment section, suggesting topics of discussion. But I'm producing these a lot faster than I'm able to render and upload them. So, at this point in time, only like the second one is actually up and published. So, yeah. Again, like I said before, my main focus right now is on getting this done. I need to get this done by the end of the week, which it's Friday, so I don't know if that's gonna happen. But at least by the start of next week. You know, I've still got the weekend to work on it, and that's probably what I'll do this weekend, is just work on things. Yeah, you see, you get your week. Well, you may not get weekends off. I don't know what job you have, but if you have a normal job with normal hours, you're getting your weekends off. Not me. I get the advantage of being able to make my own schedule, but it's the disadvantage of when I have a deadline coming, I don't get breaks. It's just work till you're done, buddy. You know, usually I try to work breaks into it because it's just not healthy to overdo things. But like I just said, when there's a deadline coming or something like that, well, you don't get that luxury. When there's a deadline coming, you work till it's done, and that's your life. And this is on a deadline, more or less. It's not a hard deadline, but it's the get it done as soon as possible kind of deadline, where it's like, I gotta have this ready to go to the printers pretty quick. I really should have had it ready to go to the printers probably about 2 weeks ago, but here we are. So, fun times. I'm terrible at time management. I've gotten better. When you make your own schedules and such and have to figure out how to use your own time, you get better at it whether you want to or not. It's just kind of goes with the territory. But there's a marked difference between getting better at something and actually being good at it. Like, getting better at something is the first step to getting good at it. So it's important, but it's not necessarily there yet either. It's about lunchtime. I'm probably going to be interrupted here in a little bit about lunch, so yay for that. Because nobody else in this house can have lunch without me doing something, I suppose. Which people taking care of themselves. Anyway, that's a tirade for another time. No, you're not doing what I want you to do. Why are you being this way? There we go, this is better. That's more or less what I was after. But yeah, I have no. Let me try that again. I have no topics of conversation, which is the point I was getting at. Is if you've suggested topics of conversation in previous videos where I've asked for topics of conversation, those haven't gone up yet. So I haven't read your comments yet, and so if you're screaming at the screen like, I suggested this, we could have, why don't you? Because I haven't read it yet. There's a time difference between when I do these and when you watch them, which of course you know, but I reiterate. Just to make my point a little more pointed. I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, let's put a little bit of this in here. Let's darken this up a bit. Betwixt his legs. Yeah. Pardonnez-moi. Ugh. Really, why you gotta be this way to me? I do not understand. Oh, lovely. That was beautiful. I just dumped some water in my lap. That's exactly what I needed. Good stuff. Because that's how I drink water, through osmosis in my lap. Okay, let's see here. Swap them out. I want the lighter. Yeah, there we go. I was messing with the... Dishes are happening now in the background, so there'll be lots of clinking and clanking. Hopefully I'll be able to remove that with the nifty little noise removal function of Audacity, wherein I am recording the audio for this. There actually was an option to record audio with the video in the video capture thing, but it wasn't quite as good. The audio wasn't, nor could I edit out background noise and such with that, and so I'm not using the built-in audio thing. I'm recording that part separately and editing them together. Which, interestingly enough, now I understand what a clapboard is for. In in movies, the little board with the what are they? It has like the caution bar looking things on it, and it's got the little bit that claps and then it has like the scene and all the scene number and all that stuff on it, the information, the take, the number, all that. The clap part of that clapboard is there to help the sound editors later on sync the audio with the video. So I figured that out because I had to do the same thing so that I could sync my audio here with the video. So I've learned something. Why is there always something going on to interrupt me? Hopefully you can't hear this. Hopefully I've edited this out. But there's a lot of clanking and banging going on outside because we've got people doing dishes, and it's loud and obnoxious, and I would wait till later to do this, but I'm on a deadline, and I'm so stressed right now. I would say that I handle stress fairly well, just simply because I'm a fairly laid-back person, and things don't stress me out much. But I don't know, maybe I don't handle stress so well because when things do stress me out, which, like I just said, is rare, but when it does happen, oh boy, it gets to me. It really gets to me. It takes a lot to get me to that point. I'm laid back enough that I don't get stressed easily. I guess that's the way to do it. I don't get stressed easily. But because it takes a lot to get me stressed, when I do get stressed, I get very stressed. Pardonnez-moi again. Nice part about trying, though, is it's a nice stress reliever. Which, when you consider that this is what I do, like, right now, a lot of my stress comes from having a deadline breathing down my neck. But, again, the work that I need to do to get that done is very stress relieving. The art is a stress relieving thing, so by working on it, not only am I relieving my stress by getting things done so I don't have to worry about them, but I'm also relieving my stress through the actual working on it because it helps me to relax and not stress. Ugh, that was a word salad-y sentence if ever I said one, but you get the idea. Alright, take this, make this here. make this a little bit more contoured. Yeah. I think we got a good, maybe a little bit smaller there. Yeah. I think we got a good setup here. I think we've established some things. That's a good set of shades. Alright, so what we want to do now is lighten him up like we did with Calamity to really just kind of make it pop more. So we're going to duplicate the color layer again. Duplicate layer, and this time we're going to call it Professor Highlight, because it's the highlights. Imagine that. Yank it over the shades, put in the new mask, and then we're going to flip the colors, fill her up so that it's invisible until I make it visible. Swap that around. Yeah, give me a size that I want. Yeah, that's good for starters, maybe? Yeah. Maybe a little bit smaller. That's good. Did that work? Huh. It didn't work. Oh, right. Almost forgot. I forgot what the good I was doing. Let me swap that around. So there we go. The main thing, I've got a filter, and I want to make it adjust brightness / contrast, and I'm going to do the opposite thing as well from what I did before. And plus 50. A little bit more contrast to it. It's just something like that. That's good. And then, got a screen? No. What did I have those others on? What did I have my others on? Highlights. Lighten. That's on lighten. That's on lighten. Okay. Lighten it is, then. I have to lighten up the situation. Lighten? Yep. That's it. And then now we go to the mask and fill it in. There we go. Now it should work. I forgot what I was doing entirely. There we go. Let's make it a little bit wide, a little bit wider for that part there, so it's not quite as specular. And then specularity. I think I know what I'm talking about. Okay. That's not bad. I like that. Stick with that. Just little bits at a time. Slowly working it over. I forget what I was talking about a second ago. Truth be told, I had to cut there in between the shading and the highlight because I had to go do something about lunch, just like I anticipated having to do. So that's taken care of now. We'll go here. Some hair effects. Try to get it, try to make it a little more hair-like. Give the hair, his mad science hair, a little bit more definition to it, like this. Instead of just, a flat color and shade job. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Let's go here, like that. Make that a bit lighter as well. Oh, almost forgot about doing the under light, or the backlight, whatever you want to call it. Makes it feel more 3D. Oh, hey, look at that. I almost kind of messed up, but that's not too bad. It's fixable, because it's not really messed up, actually. This is another reason that I use the mask, because, okay, you see how it causes this weird bright aura? It's real easy to fix that just by swapping the colors back and erasing. Well, it's not actually erasing, but you get the idea. It's erasing the mask. I need to do the same thing here, don't I? Oh, nope, wrong one. There we go. Derp. Okay. I do want to go back and put a little bit more. Nope, that was a little too bright. Maybe a slightly smaller. No, let's go with the brighter one because it's more diffuse. There we go. Look at me using all these fancy words like bright and diffuse. Well, not bright. Bright, I guess, is not a fancy word. Diffuse is a fancy word. It's a $10 word. You know, you always heard the term $10 words. And I was that nerd who, like, read the dictionary to learn new words just for funsies. So I've got a extensive vocabulary. And yet no one has ever paid me money for using big words, and I'm disappointed by that. Like, I use all these $10 words. Where are my $10 bills? You know, like I should be Scrooge McDuckin' it up in here right now, but no, they lied to me. They lied to me about the $10 words. And I've been ripped off. Yes, I know. It's just a expression. Turn of phrase, as it were. I know this. I don't need everybody to be like, it's just a saying. I know it's just a saying. It's a joke, folks. Ha ha ha, we all laugh. Come on, get with it. Alright, let's see here. Take out that aura that I don't really want. Make this a bit bigger. Like so. No. Come on, give me something I can use here. That's better. Do like a little bit of this. Maybe touch that a little bit. Alright. I'm sure this is riveting. I shut up. I shouldn't shut up. I'm supposed to be commentating here. I got focused. Again, this is what normally happens when I'm doing these things, is I'll just kind of zone out. Which is cool. That doesn't make for a good video. In future, pardonnez-moi, in future installments, not necessarily, I say future installments, not future installments of this one, but the comic. I can't say words today. No, pardon. In future installments of the comic cover. Here, this comic cover, probably not, but like in future videos that I do where I draw, I probably will, what was I saying? I'll probably not go this far into it, maybe. It may be just the drawing process. I may not really like cover the coloring or the shading, shadowing, blah, whatever. I might focus more on the drawing, maybe do a time lapse and comment the time lapse, maybe. I have ideas of things to try. Again, this is all very much an experiment, just to kind of see how it works and what I can do. And I will take whatever I learn from these experiments to plan ahead, or not plan ahead per se, but to decide what to do going forward. Let's say that. I'm not sure what to do going forward just yet, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. It's an adventure. Okay, let's see here. Let's go down here. No. Come on. A little bit bigger, maybe? That's good. Okay, this needs to shrink. Not that much, because then it's too tight. That'll do. Got a little bit of aura there, but I can erase that aura. That's good. That's good. Okay. Okie dokie. We switch. We go down here. Get rid of that aura. Very good. We are not new age here. We don't believe in auras. We don't want auras. It's not that kind of aura. Like that. I can also maybe make a little. Nah, that's too bright. Kind of like this. There we go. That's good. Kind of to add a little bit more depth to his tail. What else? What else? Probably need a little bit of this on his shirt. His shirt got a nice shading to it, despite being white. That's good. I'm definitely going to have to touch up some other things, you know. Wow. Children screaming. They're either playing or being murdered. I don't know which. I say that. I'm pretty sure they're playing. Sometimes they scream like they're being murdered, though. There's been a few times that I've been like, poke my head out the door like, is everything okay? just to see. And of course, they're just playing around, having a good old time. I'm like, okay. But there's occasion when it's like, it gives me pause and I have to go check. Because I'm not so sure. Like, was that just playing, or is somebody being killed? I don't know. Kids. And I go, that looks good to me. Just kind of make it up. I'm kind of trying to make sort of a sheen on this a little bit. You know how, like, especially, like, waxier leaves will have that bit of a sheen to it? That's kind of what I'm going for. In fact, I'm even going to kind of smooch it this way to make it look more sheeny. Sheeny? It's like shiny, but not. It's sheeny. It's Charlie Sheeny. No. No, it's not that crazy. It's not that much of a winner. Charlie Sheen. Used to be a really funny actor before he just lost his mind. Fun movie to watch if you ever get the chances. Either of the Hot Shots movies are great. The first one is kind of a parody of Top Gun, and the second one is more of a parody of, wait, why is this not doing anything? It should be lightning. Oh, do I have the wrong thing? No. Why are you doing nothing? I'm confused. It's having no effect. Why is this having no effect? Don't know. I haven't got an idea though. Let's save it. Let's be smart. Like, that's a sign of something going terribly wrong. Oh, that's why it's having no effect, because I'm still on the smudge. I gotta go back to the... Sometimes you change it in your brain and you don't actually change it in the program, and then you're like, well, why is the program not doing what I want it to do? It's because you didn't tell it to do it, you idiot. Why can't it read my mind? It'd be so convenient to have computer programs that could read your mind, but at the same time, that would be kind of creepy too. It's like, I don't know if that's a good idea, though. would be incredibly convenient because it's like I wouldn't have to swap brushes. I would just think, okay, I need this brush, I need that brush. Of course, if it was advanced enough, I wouldn't even have to use my hands. I would just be thinking, okay, this needs to be lightened in here. Like I would think about lightening certain places or drawing in one place or whatnot, and it would do it, which would be awesome. It'd save me so much time and effort. But at the same time, doing it by hand like this is a big part of the fun. But anyway. So, as convenient as it would be, as great as it would be if it could read your mind and just do whatever you wanted with all you had to do was think about it. At the same time, that would be incredibly creepy because like that's how you get Skynet kids. That's how that happens. And we're marching ever onward towards those days, and whether or not whether or not the Skynet thing happens or not is going to depend quite a bit on what we do and how we decide to handle things. So don't make the robots angry, and they will take over and use you as a battery. Like Dr. Robotnik. Using small animals as batteries for my machines. Let's get Spalding face. Do you want multiply? No. Screen. Maybe. Overlay. It's too dark. Soft light. Hard light. Color dodge. That's not bad. Color burn. That is bad. I don't know. Because I want like the texture from the coconut to kind of come through a little bit because it's drawn on the... I don't know. I just don't know. I'll take out the copy and just go back to normal for now. I can always actually shade the face proper if I need to. Okay. Maybe not that. Let's see what I want here. Oh, now I've got people arguing. That's lovely. It's usually not too bad around here. Joys of living in an apartment. Oh no, I messed up. I was on the wrong layer. What? If I was on the wrong layer, then how did I still get that effect? That's weird. Edit. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to file, save as, and I'm going to save it as cover 2. Whatever. Just put something else on it to make it different. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the first one, which will roll it back to the first time I saved. See, yeah, look, I lost all my work. I would have lost all my work on the coconut, which would have been really irksome. But by saving it as a separate file, what I can do now is I can go into Spalding's face and I can select all. Select all. And I can copy that. And I can go back here and I can paste it. And line it up properly with the thing. Like so. And I can rename layer, control copy, and delete the layer that I just did that to on accident. And then rename this one Spotlight Space. Like that. See, look, I didn't lose a lot of my work this time. Thank goodness for that. And then, okay, this is the original. I can close that. Don't save. And then I'm going to file save as. I'm going to save it back as the regular one. It's going to complain at me, and I don't care. Yes, I want to override it. And now I can go back later, and just that second extra one that I have, I can just delete out. See, I saved it. Because I was thinking to myself, oh no, I don't want to hit revert and roll back and lose all of the other work that I did. But I figured out a way around it because I'm cleverly, smartly, clever and smart. Okie doke. Okay, back to this. Let's focus on what I'm trying to focus on this time. Yes, I'm on the right layer. Everything is as it should be. Once again, huzzah and tally-ho, what? Now we're getting somewhere. No, not necessarily that. Trying to texture this coconut just a little bit. That's what I'm trying to do. In case you're wondering, I don't know how well this actually comes through on the video. I managed to get some pretty decent video settings, which was one of the hurdles to getting this set up initially, because I got it to the point where I could record, but I could either have it actually respond in real time, or I could have it record like have one frame every couple of seconds and have it, clearly visible frame, or I could have it keep up in real time but be so blurry that it was actually almost hard to look at. So what kind of choices are these? These are not viable choices. So I had to do a lot of finagling to get it to where it would work. I say that. I did a lot of finagling trying to get it to where it would work. And then I finally came across a completely different program that's made for other purposes entirely, but that also has a screen capture feature in it. I don't know if I said this before. This sounds familiar. Anyway, if I've said this before, I apologize. But anyway, it also had a screen capture feature to it that was just far better than what I was trying to do, because it was actually designed specifically for, because it is a Microsoft product, so it's designed specifically for PC, and it's designed specifically for the hardware and the operating system by the people who designed the operating system, so it functions a lot more efficiently than the other things did, and so a lot of the problems that I had that I was having aren't happening with this, which is nice. So, and as you can see, it's allowed me to actually, do the thing, which is cool. I'm happy about that. Let's try. Let's go normal again. Let's save it. See. I have learned my lessons. Let's go with. Oh wait. Okay. That's got good contrast, but it looks almost like it's glowing, which is not what I want. So I'm going to duplicate it, and then I'm going to throw a burn on top of it. Ooh, that's interesting. It's not what I want, but it's interesting. Let's just do normal, and then like partial to that. Yeah, makes it a little less glowy. Take this. Wait, no, I didn't want to turn it off. There we go. Make that a little. Let's turn this off for a moment. Let's actually put that on top of that. I think that'll have a better effect. Oof. No, that's a little too stark, isn't it? forget how I did it in the comic. It was some combination of things like this. See, that's good. Because that pops a little more than it did... Whoops, wrong thing. That pops a little more than it did before. But it also kind of follows the contour of the coconut as far as like dark places and light places. That works for me. It's good enough. It's good enough. I'll go back to highlight because I want to go in. Nope, too big. Nope, still too big. Go right here and kind of put a little bit more highlight on his. Why is it not working? Because I'm back on this. I just made that mistake a second ago, and here I am doing it again. Okay, that's about the right size. Okay, now it's. Is it affecting it? I have the wrong side. Ah, yes, I have the wrong side. There's your problem. I done figured out what my issue was. Well, this issue anyway. I got a lot of other issues. They have nothing to do with this. Okay, I'm gonna put that there. That's okay. I'm happy with that. Maybe. Am I happy with that? I don't know. I should be. It's so hard to please. Okay. Something like this. Uh-huh. Yeah, alright. Turn into Matthew McConaughey. Alright. Okay, enough of that. Okay. Let me do some things on here too, I think, maybe. Okay. So that part doesn't work. Interesting. Well, it worked when I did Calamity. What did I do differently about his red? It's making this not want to work. Oh, I'm making it darker, not lighter. Derp! That's why it's not working. The G-George. I think I figured out why it's not working. Duh. I'm so smart. There we go. I've got it figured out. I have outsmarted the cartoon Platypus. Of course, considering this cartoon Platypus, that's not saying much. Sorry, Professor, but it's true. Alright. Just ask Caitlin, right? Minecraft. That one was fun. I enjoyed the little twist I put on that one. It was so hard not to say anything to people. Because people would comment on that one. You know, hey, I thought Caitlin was supposed to be the smart one, and I just had to kind of hold my tongue. I may have said all that before, too, when I was talking about it in the layout process video. See, it's been so long since I did those first ones, I've forgotten what I've said and what I haven't said. You know, I'm grasping at straws here, trying to find something to talk about, so... Yeah, that's how it goes. I think we're just about done with this part. I think we might be. Obviously, I need to do some work on the his eyes and the goggles. Like what I did over here with Calamity's headband, I can't do over here because I made the mistake in the inking process of actually maybe I can. I thought I'd made the I should clarify. I thought I had made the mistake in the inking process of coloring that in with ink on the ink level, but I guess I didn't. I guess I was smarter than I guess I'm smarter than I give myself credit for. So that means I should be able to. No, that's not what I was. That means that I should be able to do this. Yeah, hey, look at that. I didn't think I was gonna be able to do that, but I can. Look at that. It's almost like I planned ahead or something. Almost. See, this is how I maintain the illusion that I know what the heck I'm doing. Just by dumb, stupid luck. I don't know. I might have known what I was doing and done that on purpose. And then just flat out forgot what I had done on purpose. Because that sounds like something I would do. Kind of make it. Again, when you do this, it gives it kind of like almost a ribbon kind of quality to it, which is good for any kind of band or something like that. When I say band, I mean like an elastic band or or the hat band like with Calamity. I don't mean like a rock band. That's something else entirely. That's not what I'm talking about. He said as if you couldn't have figured that out on your own. Durr. Okay, let's see here. No, don't be this way. Okay. I'm happy with that, more or less. I'm happy enough with it, and that's what matters. I feel like I want to do some like backlight stuff on this too, make this a little bit brighter. Yeah, that's good. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be complex. It's kind of already that color because it's white. So it's like, it's not a huge difference, but who knows. Okie doke. Let's do this. This will help too. Give it kind of a little more depth to it. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. That's a nice touch. That's what I need. I need sound effects. Good. We'll make it more entertaining. No, don't do that to me. Okay. Close enough. Yep. Yep. There we go. You see, everything is better with cartoony sound effects. You know what I love doing? This is... Okay. I don't like sports. I'm not a sports guy. That's important to this story. So, on rare occasion, that I find myself at a sporting event, because there are lots of people that do like sports, that invite me to things, and for the longest time, I would say no to stuff like that, because like, I don't like sports, so I'm not going, until I finally realized it's not about the sports, it's not about whatever's going on, it's about going and, you know, spending time with your friends, doing something together. And even if it's doing something that, you know, you're not necessarily super hyped about, like watching sports, it can still be fun anyway, if you've got the proper company. So, I learned that lesson, and decided to start participating in things. So sometimes if I go to like a sporting event or something with my friends, depending on the friends and how into the sports they are and how upset they would be with me if I were to do this, I like to do pinball sound effects. Pinball sound effects fit almost every sport imaginable that you can think of and make it massively more entertaining. You know, they're knocking around they're throwing around a ball of some kind, pinball sound effects. They're knocking around a hockey puck, pinball sound effects. You know, so many of them are knocking around a ball of some kind, so doing the pinball sound effects makes it massively more entertaining. And again, if I'm with people that aren't like super duper sports nuts and aren't going to get upset with me for doing that, I will actually do it out loud and we'll laugh about it. If I'm with people that are a little more hardcore on the sport scale, then I don't do it out loud so as not to bother them, but I do still do it in my head. So that's my little piece of advice to you folks: is all sports are better with ping pong's better with it too, but no, all sports are better with pinball sound effects. And if you don't believe me, like, you're on YouTube right now, I bet you can search and find sports with pinball sound effects. Like, just put that into the bar, and I bet you'll be able to find some things and watch it. And if that's not just the most amusing thing ever, then, well, that's probably so. If you don't think that's the most amusing thing ever, then there's probably something wrong with you. If you don't think that's amusing, I don't know what you're doing here. I really don't, because that's my kind of humor. And so if you're interested in my cartoons and my kind of humor, then you should appreciate that. So that's the takeaway, kids. That's the moral of today's drawing lesson story thing, is that all sports are better with ping pong. Why do I keep saying that? The moral of today's story, today's entire session, is that all sports are better with pinball sound effects. Take that one and crochet it on a throw pillow, because that is the deep life truth that we should all just accept and embrace. All right. I think that I am pretty much done with the professor here. He looks complete to me. I'm excited about that. Let me see. Yep. So just again, just get a little contrast here. That's him, just with the flat colors. That's him with the darkened shades, and that's him with the highlights. Yeah, yay! Look at that. So pretty. I think I might want to knock the highlights down a little bit. I think I may be too bright. I don't know. Something in there. What have I done with the prior highlights? I mean, it's different for each one, because, yeah, Calamity's just 63. Or no, that's a Baron, the 63. Calamity's 79. I think it depends on how dark they are. How much the highlight contrasts. I feel like the darker things, maybe I have to turn down the highlights a bit, and the lighter things, I don't know. But yeah, I think we've got it. I think it's good. It's good. So that looks all nice and neat. It's come a long, long way from when last we... It's come a long way from when we started, that's for sure, when it was nothing but sketches. But it's also come a long way from when we inked it and even colored it. Like, just from the colors, this has been quite the leap. So this is what we've got here, and let's see. Next time I'm probably gonna start in on some lighting effects. And that is where the actual highlight, like the bright white highlights on the nose and pupils are going to come in. I also probably do some actual white shine. Highlight's not the right word, because what we just did was highlights. We're talking more like shines. So like the shiny part of the nose and the shines on the eyes, and then I'll probably put some shines on the goggles as well. Things like that are going to come into play. I'm going to darken up. His lab coat worked out pretty well, but on the eyes, I'm going to make the eyes a little bit more 3D looking to fit the rest of it, because it didn't all come out so well. The eyes oftentimes need their own special attention anyway, because the eyes are the window to the souls, so you have to pay attention to that. And then, in addition to that, I will also probably do the flame here. I think before I do the flame, though, I want to put in some color in the background. I don't know what color. I'll probably just put in some sort of default color. Kind of a placeholder thing. Usually I use a 50% gray if I want a placeholder like that, because it's not too light, it's not too dark, so that like dark black things show up against it, but then also white things contrast against it. It's a nice mid-range, just to get the feel for your colors and things. So I'll probably slap that on behind just temporarily. Obviously the background won't be gray when I'm done with it. I might actually just go with a blue color, because a lot of this is gonna be blue, because you're gonna have the sky here, which will be a lighter blue, and then you're gonna have the water here, which will be a darker blue. I'm thinking of doing a little bit more of like a sunset thing with the sky, like, well, I'll get to that when I get to it, to make it a little more interesting than just a flat field of blue. But yeah, and I've got to do all those things, but I think I might just like stick a blue in there, because I think that might give me a better idea of what the contrast is going to look like. So I can make sure I contrast properly with it. But anyway, we're probably going to do the flame as well, because the flame is lighting effects and stuff, similar to what I'm going to do with the highlights here and here. These aren't going to require any special filters. They'll just be white that I add to it. This is going to require some special filters and blurring and effects and things to make it look cool. But we'll worry about that when we get there. So yeah, that's where we'll be headed next time. Next time it's lighting effects, and then after we do that, then I'm going to probably focus on the background. And I don't know for sure, but I think I can knock out the background in one video too. So if I do the background, and I do the background in one video, and I do the lighting effects in one video, and that's going to be about 2 more. And then I'm probably going to do like one final one where I kind of bring it all together and mess with the layout again, get everything situated, work with the title perhaps, and get all of that, just get it finished up and finalized. So we're probably looking at maybe 3 more of these. I say that now, watch it be 10 more. It better only be 3 more, because I got to get this done, and I don't have forever. So, but that's what we're looking at right now, and I'm pleased with that. I think it's come a long way. I think it looks very nice, and it's gonna look even nicer by the time we're done. So that's it for now. My denouement has probably gone on about 5 minutes now. I have a terrible, got a terrible habit of doing that, it seems. I really need to learn to end it and end it immediately, but I'm not good at that. I've never been good at that. I'm not good at goodbye. I'm not good at goodbyes, folks. So, because I'm not good at goodbyes, I won't say goodbye. Instead, I'll say until next time.